Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS22 map tour video. On this video we'll have a look at the map The Valley the Old Farm, an all-time favorite map of international FS players. Yeah, it just came out on Modhub for all platforms, and it is built by BlackSheepModding. BlackSheepModding also made the old stream farm, which has been released in the beginning of the life cycle of FS22. And now we have The Valley the Old Farm. And I heard from several big YouTubers that this was the first map that they played on their channel, and that this is such an important map for them. For example, DJ Goham told this when he spoke about the map. So let's have a look on this wonderful map. Here we are, just right at the farm. There are some sheds, and here is the main farm, and the farm is huge. So in the afternoon I had a look on this map already, and then I made my German map tour. So it's not completely new, but I'm far from knowing the whole map because it's huge and complex, and for a standard size map it's really, I don't know how they found all this place for putting all this stuff inside, and it has nearly 100 fields, and maybe due to the fact that there are several small facts. So here we have a lot of place for our vehicles, and later we'll have a look on the vehicles we've got with the new farmer mode. And this there above is a bale storage, a modern bale storage, but to this we come later. And here we have the chicken coop, which is already so awesome. So here you put the food, and in theory it will be stored there, and here is the spawn area for the eggs, and you can go inside and visit the chickens. And here they have their own coop area where they can stroll around, and this looks so natural somehow. I really like it how it looks. I played a while on the old stream farm, and it has the same type of feeling, and yeah, this is a little bit more generous from the size of the farm, I would say, and I definitely look forward to playing on this map, but I will tell you later about my plans on playing on this map. So here you can buy the chickens. Let's check how many. 150. This is not so much, but those few chickens will enjoy a lot of freedom. Definitely. Here we have the farmhouse. We can go inside. Here with the living room we can play chess, and we can eat nice things. Yeah, and there we have the... Come on, I'm so huge. Here we have the kitchen. That reminds me on Felsbrunn somehow. And here we have a baguette. And the mappers wrote that this is a European style fictitious map. So it's somewhere in Europe. And for me it reminds me mostly on France, but I don't know which area it reminds me most. I don't know all areas of France, and maybe it doesn't match any particular area, and it just gives me the feeling. And some parts reminds me on England, and there's a little bit of German feeling too, but only very little bit, so more English and France feeling. And maybe even Belgium, I don't know. So it's a European style map. But I'm sure a lot of American guys can have a lot of fun on this map, as I already heard from you. So here we can play. We have our recreational area for the kids as well. And here we have a garden. And it looks terrible now, but it will look lush and green if we give water into it. And here we can see the recipe. So we need water and straw. So we always need straw for all garden recipes on this map. Yeah, and we can grow red lettuce and melons. And they have the same recipe as the normal lettuce, but we'll go to the prices and we'll see that the special fruit types are very interesting from price-wise. Yeah, but we first need to have straw. And here we can have a look on the prices. So first the salad, the lettuce. This is around 3,000 bucks. And then we have the red lettuce. It's around 5,000 bucks, so much more. And the melons are even around 6,000 bucks. So it's really worth to produce red lettuce and melon. And we can grow alfalfa on this map and make hay out of it. We can produce pellets somewhere, and we need those pellets for the central located big greenhouse and gardens. We will go there to have a look, because that's a really interesting area, but the recipes for growing are rather tedious. Yeah, and we have a production for French fries, for apple juice, for bouillon. I don't know what it is, even if I myself live in France, but I don't know this baked good, but I'm sure it's delicious. And we can sell apples, we can grow apples. And I think we can make the apple juice with our apples. Yeah, it's sensible. And maybe even this bouillon needs to have apples, and then the apples become very worthy somehow. So that's here the garden that we already have in our farm behind the house, as it should be on a bucolic farm. I really like it, even if I don't like the straw aspect so much. Here we get water, which is very good, close to the garden. And here we can go through this old fence gate. Here we have the cow barn. And there are calf igloos as well, but I think they are only decorative. I didn't saw any function for those, which is okay, because the calves get rather lonely in those calf igloos. Here is the cow barn. And it's huge. Here they have a lot of place to roam around and to go outside. They have a gigantic meadow, a really gigantic meadow. And this is good for driving through, but because you don't have any problems with your machinery in this huge hall. Here I think this is for the manure. And is this a door? Let's see. Yeah, this is a door. And so here, this looks rather small, but this is only the small part of the huge area where the cows can roam around. I just run a little bit. They can go all over this place. And then they can go below the road and to the other side and roam around here. Look, look, what a huge area. So I was already thinking it would be a good idea to transform this into a field and grow grass, and then you harvest the grass that you need for the TMR, for the cows in this area. And maybe if you need more than here, because this area is so huge, and maybe it's a little bit disturbing to mow the grass when the cows are running around. But other than that, this would be nearly a wasted area. Oh no, it's not wasted because the cows, they can run around there. And I love that it's such a huge area. And here we have a gate, and at the other side as well. So we can go in there and make our grass fields. And we have really gigantic oh, I forgot the word. I know the word. This happens to me rather often. That I know words, but then when they are needed, I just it's blank in my mind. You can produce silage here, and I'm sure after this video I will remember the word. Bunker silo. Here, if you click, you can lift this up, this ramp, and then you can drive there and throw in the grass. I love it. And here you have place for a lot of slurry works. And then there is another shed. And maybe we first go to the sheeps and then we go to this balcony area. And there is not only the sheeps somewhere there, very close by, but we have an empty space, which I celebrate nearly as much as the huge cow barn, because it's always important that you have somehow an empty place close to your farm to put your own favorite buildings and such. And this is rather big. This is big enough for a normal farm. Look, all this greenery, this unused greenery. And maybe you can guess what I will put there. Yeah, and here, this is one of our fields that we own. Maybe now we should have a look on the PDA map. So, first we get an overview. And this is the map. And as you can see, it really uses the place of the standard map to the border, and maybe that's why they accomplished to bring so many fields, so many stuff into this map, and that we can have such a huge farm. So here is the village, more or less. Here is, this is already outside the map, but you have the feeling that it's part of the map. A big lake and then mountain area and so on. So this gives the map a big feeling. Here we have a lot of forests with roads and places where you can put all your vehicles and so. And here is our farm. Now I go onto farmland that we can see what we own as a new farmer. So we own our farm area and a little tiny field with wheat and another field. We are standing in front of this. That is not yet ripe. It is canola in its most beautiful state with the flowers, but in August it should be harvest ready. I don't know whether it will be harvest ready and harvestable in the next month, because I haven't played on the map yet in FS22. And then we own an area here. There we have another tiny wheat field and pig farm, which is very nice and interesting too. What is the price? 90,000. Okay. And for this very tiny field we have 59,000. And then we own a field over there, which is full of canola that isn't even blooming. So this is rather early in the stage. I don't know how this combines with the growth calendar. So that is a question that is open for me at the moment. We will see, or I will see when I play this map. Yeah, and maybe you already know. But what could be possible? So I think this is really realistic, because rather often when you have farm through generations, then you marry maybe someone from this farm and they inherit a field from there, and therefore you have a field here and there and there. And what we could do as a player, what I will maybe do, I would sell this field because it's very far off and buy maybe this field, for example. This is close by. And so this is a possibility to get money, yeah, to have more money for your investments than you usually have as a new farmer. So I like it to have this field there, because then I can buy this or maybe that. And let's see what is growing there here. It's barley? No. What is growing there on field 91? Something brown. We have this alfalfa, which is violet. Maybe nothing is growing there. Yeah. I think nothing. We can go there and have a look. But this is full, harvest ready, and here we have wheat too. So this is harvest ready too, and this is our field here. The tiny wheat field is harvest ready as well. So, and this is this wonderful, beautiful canola field. And this wonderful empty place full of wheat that can be used for so many purposes. And it's rather big. And this gives me the option to keep the farm as it is and to add some of my own favorite stuff. Really, really nice. And you see, everywhere where you look, you find those sheds. Everywhere, all over the place. So, this is the field that we don't own. Oh, it's grass. Oh, this is good. Yeah. This is good for the cows. As long as the the cow pasture is not transformed to a field. And then you can press to remove the fence. Zack, it's gone. Isn't it nice? I love it. And here we have our small field. So we have something to do from the beginning. And yeah, we can start to have a look at our machinery from here. We have the John Deere 7810, like in the base game in Elm Creek. And we have this little trailer. We have the top liner, as per usual. And I know a lot of people don't like it anymore. It looks somehow a little bit annoying in this strong green. It's such a... It's not the John Deere green. Somehow it's more annoying, this green somehow. Or maybe this big top liner Deutz-Fahr writing also. But this combine is so useful. It is big compared to the other small combines, like we had the New Holland in FS19. It had a smaller working width, much smaller, and it had much smaller bunker, and therefore I really like it, but the look of it is... It's starting to annoy a lot of players, as I know. I heard it when I had my hinterland. Somebody told me, oh, where can I give you 1 star? Because I don't like to see this combine anymore. It was a joke, but for me it was a little bit shocking. Yeah. So I'm personally quite happy to see it here, but it's something like, oh, always the same. Oh, and then I promised you we got to see the sheep barn. This is it here? Let's see. I think it's... No. More sheds? You can really grow in this farm. You can play this for years and still have place for your machinery. And I think this is the sheep barn. Yes, it is. And it looks similar to the sheep barn on the Old Stream farm. I think it's the same building. And it's still cool. Yeah, here you can feed and so. And there they have a huge meadow. I think it's only for 100 sheeps. Let's check. Yeah, only 100 sheeps. This is not much. But they have a huge meadow. And when you use the grazing mod, the realism add-on grazing from Model Eicher, then you can transform this into a meadow. You either can paint the grass if you are rich, or you can plow it, make a field and grow the grass. And then the sheeps, they eat from this grass and they are totally happy. You never need to feed them. And let's check, maybe you don't even need to give them water. Yeah, I think I don't see a water trigger. So maybe they have automatic water, and then they have automatic grass from the meadow, and you just need to buy the sheeps and take the wool. Awesome, awesome. So now we are still at the back of the farm. And you can go to the center of the farm through here. And what you see is the silo. There behind are huge silo buildings. Maybe you can open this? No. And I don't know how big this silo is and what you can put inside, but it's the main farm silo. And yeah, let's go back, because there is another interesting road where you can go. No, it's not a road. It's this fantastic thing. Here you see the silos, and then you go through, and here you have this balcony-like thing, and this is a bale storage. And you have, at least a part of it is the new modern bale storage. I don't know whether the whole place is used for bale storage, or whether you can put other stuff here as well, because you can drive there. So you can use it for all kinds of stuff. And if you press, you can remove the fence, and then you can go there with a telehandler from down there. Or you can throw things down and so. And here is the same with the removing of the fence. Zack, and you just need to click to get the fence back. And here you see the info area of the pale and pellet storage for 250 bales and pellets. And the place where you can bring it is here. There is the loading area, and here is the unloading area. And here is our machinery, a tiny little plow and a sewing machine and some stuff. And I must say, when a farm is totally full of crap, and crap that looks like trash to me, then I usually don't like it. If it's too much, if it's too overcrowded with trash-like crap, then I really don't like it, because if I can't remove it. But when a map is totally empty and there is nothing on the farm, I don't like it either. And how this is done with the amount and the choice of crap that they have here, or decorative stuff, I really like, because most of the things, they still look useful. They are no trash. So this is for the massage of the cows. This is for planting some flowers, and you always need a good barrel. And this is, I don't know, but it looks useful. Or maybe you turn it round and animals can feed from this. Here you have cultivator and the Massey Ferguson tractor and a weight. Here another barrel, an old bathtub and wood. Everything looks old but useful, more or less. And therefore I really like it, and I wouldn't remove the stuff that they have there. And here the same. I'd say it looks perfect, as it should. Even if we don't use this stuff that is standing around here, but you can bring in your combine maybe. And here, more place for you. And this is the medium petrol tank. Okay. Ah! Here you can buy your fuel. Yeah, and get it. Okay, have we seen the whole farm? More or less. So now we can go and drive a little bit around. We have a pickup here. which is definitely needed on such a big map. Oh, did I told you? It's in Modhub, yes, I told you this, and it's available for all platforms. So it's just a basic standard size map without scripts. Yeah, here we have even more sheds and loader. Let's see how it's called. A Fliegel. Oh, toll. Yeah, but you know what it is. You can put stuff on it, and you can tow it with your tractor. You don't need a truck for this. So here is this other part of the cow pasture, and you see how huge it is. Did I plant an apple tree already? No. No, I should show you how to plant an apple tree. So I didn't find an area on this map where the apple trees are already planted. Maybe there are. I haven't seen the whole map because it's really huge. And yeah, it always takes me so long even to see the whole farm. It would take me hours to see the whole maps, and this video shouldn't be longer than an hour. Already this 30 minutes are nearly too long, but I'm very slowly at this, and I like to enjoy the discovering of such a new map. So now we buy an apple tree. It's in the area of production and not at the greenhouses. Here we can find those gardens. We can put them on our farm as well. And no, not here. It's at orchards. But it's placed like a normal placeable. So, and it has a really simple recipe. So you just put water inside and get 1 apple. No straw, no fertilizer, no manure, nothing needed. But it has only 288 cycles per month, so it takes you around 4 months to get 1 box of apples. So it's not a really fast producer. But then you can sell the apples, as we already saw, for 1,700 euros around. So you get around 400 bucks per apple tree and month from income if you sell the apples directly. And if you make apple juice out of it, you get much more. You get nearly 6,000, and the Bourgnon nearly 7,000. We only have to find out where you can produce the Bourgnons. Maybe I just have a small look for searching for a bakery. Grape processing unit, oil mill, ETS France Cereals. Ah, you get the cereals. And this is the fries factory. Okay, there you can make fries from your potatoes, and you need oil as well. So first you have to have an oil processing unit. Here is the sugar mill, the dairy, the lime production, BGA. This is all. Here we have the carpentry, the sawmill. Where is this bakery? Here is the bakery. Okay, this is quite far away. Yes, but here is the bakery. Here you can, I think you can produce those Bourgnons there. And this is the grain mill. I haven't been in all this area. because there's so much to discover. And yeah, what I'm planning to discover now with you is we go to all the places that we own, which is the pig farm here and this wheat field, and then we go there to the village, and I want to show you the greenhouse area that you can buy and use. And here is the shop close by, and then we enjoy the village, and then we can go to the water area here, and there is our other field and the BGA, and we come back, and then we have already seen a lot. Yeah, so this is the apple tree, and I really like it. And I have to build my own apple trees for my map Wunzig, and I think on Marigold Farm we should have some apple trees as well, because apple trees are always so nice. So now we have to go to the right. And this landscape is really interesting. Here we have to go down and down and down. Oops, oops, oops. No, no, no. And especially when I go down this this hole somehow, I remember that I've been on this map already quite some times. So here is our other field. There, this small wheat field, and there is the pig farm. And in FS19 I just started playing the farm sim, and I had a look on some mod maps, but I didn't play on mod maps. I was busy with Goldcrest Valley and Sosnovka and didn't have the time, and it seemed too complicated in a way for me. So here is another shed and the pig farm. But I found it very interesting, this map. It looked very fascinating. And then on FS19 I didn't really play it on this map because there were so many other maps, and so I didn't discovered it, but I had a look on this. So I have been on this map, and I wanted to play on this. In the end of FS19 I played on several maps for each 3 or 4 episodes, just to get a feeling for this map. And so I was helping out on farms on different maps. That was the idea of this Let's Play series. And I wanted to play here, but then FS22 was faster than me, so to say. Yeah, so the pigs have a really nice area here. And a lot of, I think this is for slurry. And what is this? Oh, it's just a shed. You could use it for putting greenhouses there, or no greenhouses, but small gardens. If you can put them inside a building, then you have a greenhouse out of the small gardens somehow. So you could easily use it as a separated farm if you so wish. It only doesn't have a farmhouse, but other than that, enough place for all your sheds and stuff. And I think the pigs will be very happy. And usually I'm not so much into playing with pigs, but for this place they would love it so much. And I think I will use the enhanced animal system that I have little tiny baby pigs. And I think I will use it for growing pigs. And this map is so wonderful for having animals. And together with the grazing mod and the enhanced animal system, oh, it will be just a dream to play. Here we have a part of those huge forest areas. So if you need some money and you like to do some forest work, here you are. But you have to pay for the land for sure. And now we come to Villeneuve. And that tells me maybe we are in France, because it sounds very French. Here we have something like the tiny farms of my map 1.6, so just a building and a shed-like thing, and it's no real farm, but it looks a little bit like maybe it was a small farm in former times and now it's used for living only. What is there? Ah, the bio thingy, heat thing where you can sell your wood stuff. And here is a nice river. I really like how they made the water. And this is the old village, the Villeneuve, that means new village. So somehow it feels a little bit like a joke, because for me it looks like the old village, but the name says new village and or new town. This looks similar to the other one, and it's open. So I think for multiplayer you can find a lot of tiny little places, or not so tiny places, where you can build your own farm apart from the other huge farm, because this is totally okay, especially when you want to work as a contractor. And sorry, dear car, I just want to check whether you can buy those lots. Oh, you can't even buy them, but you can put your vehicles there and pretend that you live there. So, and you see the mixture from old stone buildings and newer buildings with plaster, and scattered around Oberon buildings. I find this really interesting. So there are quite some Oberon buildings. They are mixed in between these other buildings. And those chimneys in the end of the buildings to both sides, they remind me on the Bretagne. This is the western part of France. It is a peninsula, and I have seen it on English maps as well. So the Bretagne is rather close, historically speaking, to Britain, and maybe they have this in common. I haven't been in areas of Britain where I could have seen those chimneys, but I know this from the Bretagne. And maybe we could imagine that this is in the western part of France, maybe. And here I just park there and I hope nobody feels disturbed by me. Here we have the French fries snack. And there behind, we have a selling station. So here maybe we can sell our stuff, the French fries and maybe more. And there is the area with the big greenhouses, or the big greenhouse and the gardens. And this is an area that you can buy. So, and we just do this, because then I can show you the recipe. This is all this area, and it's not only the greenhouse and the garden, but it's more. It's sheds. Here, nice sheds with stores and so. So you could become a gardener here somehow. And just play as a gardener. And here we have the huge greenhouse. And sadly, this recipe is really a little bit complicated, and the production rate is not so huge. So this is a huge greenhouse, but it's not so productive as you would think it was. So maybe you won't get rich from this greenhouse, only if you produce melons. So here we see the recipe. So even for the tomatoes, you need 2 parts of water to produce 1 tomato. Usually it's only 1 part of water for the for tomatoes, and you need 1 part of seeds. This is a lot. And I think when you put 1 part of seeds inside, maybe it's not even worth it in the end. And you need 1 part of straw and 1 part of manure and 1/100th of a part of pellets. So especially the seeds, that is, it costs you nearly $1,000 for 1,000 liters of seeds. So you pay $1 per tomato, nearly, only for the seeds, and the water you can get for free, I hope, but the straw costs, and you have to produce the manure, and you have to produce, you get some wood and have a production for these pellets, and the pellets is only 1/100th part, so this is not so much, but the seeds is the most problematic thing, and it produces only 1,680 per month. This is not so much. So in the end, maybe it's not worth to produce with this recipe. And here we have melons. We have 4 parts of water, which is really quite a lot, but if you get it for free, who bothers? And this is maybe worth it, because you earn a lot of money with the melons. And the tomatoes, I haven't calculated it, but my feeling is, maybe let's check for the price. So you pay at least, for 1,000 liters of tomatoes, you pay around $900 only for the seeds. And the other stuff we maybe calculate another time. So $900 is what you have to pay. And where are the tomatoes? You get 1,400 for 1,000 liters of tomatoes. So if everything else comes to you without paying, then you earn a tiny little bit with the tomatoes. But for me, it doesn't feel like it's a good business, this large greenhouse, especially this. But it's so nice. It's wonderful. So maybe I will change the recipe to my liking. I don't know. I can do it. I will think about it. And here the garden. This is the large garden. And you can't grow tomatoes there and no strawberries. And I asked myself why. Maybe it has just been too many fruits or listings on here. I don't know why, because we have tomatoes and strawberries in our garden, and yeah, but why not? So we have lettuce and the much more profitable red lettuce and the melons. And here you don't need the seeds and you don't need manure and only a tiny little bit of a pellet. So this is maybe more lucrative to have this garden here. And then there is the small garden and you have the same recipe. Oh, and the amount. Okay, here you have 768 cycles. Yeah, here 720. So you have to wait 1.5 days for one box of melon. That's okay. So I have no really problem with this. But sadly, this is as nice as it is. I really like this building and it's so impressive, this huge greenhouse. Yeah. So there's always something that one thing, oh, this map is not how I would do it. But other than that, I find this map really fantastic. And here you have a small meadow. Maybe that is interesting. You could use it for your animals, or if you just play as a gardener, you could grow a lot of apple trees here. Because it's too hilly for more gardens, but I think apple trees would go. And there you could put a farmhouse, or so I think you could play as a gardener on this map. And then you have to think about where to get the straw and where to get the pellets and such. Okay, and here I like it how they integrated the houses in this steep road. This is really nice. Maybe I should do some hilly roads in a village sooner or later. Right now I always only have rather flat villages. Here we have the dealership, the John Deere dealership. And maybe the vehicles spawn here, because here we have a lot of place and more sheds. So if you want to keep some vehicles here, you have the place. And then we go to the waterfront. And I think when you played the old stream farm, then you really recognize a lot of the feeling of this map. This map feels much bigger than the old stream farm. I don't know whether this is true or it's just a feeling, but the overall building style is rather similar. Yeah, and I really like it. So now we reach the end of the map. With the big water. And here, as you can see, they use the mountains, the background mountains from Erngrad, and they modified it a lot. So you have to know those mountains to be able to recognize them, because they are stretched in a way and positioned in a way that they are not so obvious from Erngrad. And then if you have a look on the flowers that grow on the meadow, you see the yellow and orange flowers from Elm Creek, and the poppy, I think it's called, this light violet poppy from Elm Creek as well. And then we had the buildings from Oberon and the cars from Oberon. So they took inspiration and assets from all three maps. And the most of this map are the self-built assets, all those buildings that are so typical for the valley, the old farm. And here we have a village name, Bilshausen, that screams Germany, because this is a typical German name. And maybe that's how they brought Europe together somehow. Here is a grain mill, and there should be the BGA. Yes, we can see it there. And there is our last field. Maybe I just stop here to give the other cars a chance. Oops. Here. This is canola, and it's not yet blooming, and it's a really steep field. So I don't know whether I will keep this field when I play on it, but it's a very good opportunity to earn some money from selling this and buy another field, as I already said, and therefore I'm quite thankful that they gave us this field as well. And the more I roam around on this map, the more I'm looking forward to playing on this. And the wonderful thing is, I may start on this with my Let's Play as soon as I am finished with this map tour, and this map tour is nearly finished. So then I'll have a short break, and then I start playing on it and enjoy my adventures on this map. And I get the feeling that I can play there for a long time, because it offers so much interesting stuff. And yeah, it is one of the very few maps from FS22 that really got me. Yeah, I feel like bewitched somehow by this map. It's like the map magic happens on this map. Yeah, and here is an area which is totally new. So there's really a lot to discover. Maybe you could just play on this map till the end of FS22. I don't know whether I will do this. Maybe there will be other maps that hook me. or that I'll get hooked to. There is another grain mill. But right now it feels like, wow, this is a home for a lot of interesting playing hours. So let's see. It looks like as if you could remove all those fences, because there are all those press to remove. Oh, and you can even do this without owning it. This is awesome. And you can just... This is very nice, very nice. And does it have collision? Let's see. Yes, it has collision. So maybe it is removed into the ground. Let's see. Yeah, but you don't see it, that it goes into the ground. It just disappears. But then the collision disappears as well. And if you just say it's invisible, then the collision would stay. But it's gone, the collision. And those are all those meadows, but they are no... no animal pastures. Or are they? One last thing to check. Where are we? We will... Oh, we are there, and this is expensive, I reckon. But I'd love to try this. And this is the grain mill. Yes, we have seen the grain mill. So I think I would need to borrow some money to buy this. That's what I will just do, because I want to try this. Whether this becomes a pasture when I buy this field, or whether it stays just a grass field. Buy. And I think it stays a field. Yeah, I don't see any animal pen. So you can have the idea that it could be an animal pen, but you can not use it so good. Only if you have those barns without fences that you can place and it smooths into the landscape, because this is not flat. You can't put a building on this. But I think it's a really nice concept. And then, yeah, as we are already close by, we can drive to the bakery, where you can bake those beignets. Maybe I have to go to our Intermarché supermarket. Oh, and here you have another place where you can build your farm if you so wish. So this is really good for either multiplayer, or if you don't want to use the huge farm and build your own farm, then you just play as a new farmer, as a farm manager, and then you buy this lot and have your farm there with your own buildings. And this is a village that is called Mosnac. That could be French, but it don't need to be French. I think it sounds more like other countries or other language, but I don't know which. Here we have the Mosnac village. Nice little town, or little village rather. And here is the bakery. I know this building. And I think you know this too. So let's buy this. And then we can see the recipe for the beignet. Okay. Oh, you need quite some things for it. You need not only flour and sugar, so you need to have sugar beets and eggs, and you need apples. And for how much money can you sell it? Because this is an expensive recipe. The bouillon. Oh, 7,000. Maybe it's worth it. And I'm sure it's delicious. Oh, so that's what I wanted to say. I should go to the Intermarché. It's a French supermarket close to where I live. Oh, look. This is nice. And here we have a not so nice end of the map. The other one with the lake was nice, huh? And here they changed the color of the Oberon roofs. They did it quite well to integrate this FS22 buildings in their map style. So this is really good. I struggle a little bit to integrate the FS22 buildings into my map and into my own building style and so. Here we have typical Oberon buildings, and they look perfectly nice here. Very good. And then when I'm in my French supermarket, then I look whether I find those beignets. And then maybe I take some photographs of it or some images, and I'll show you in my community area. If they have it. I don't know whether they have it. Okay, but now I think we have seen enough. What are my plans for this map? I want to play on it and make it more or less my main let's play for the time being. I want to keep my Backroads County and my Let's Map Marigold videos, but there will be less of them. And so my plan, at least if you like this, the Valley the Old Farm Let's Play. So this is always most important. And my plan is to play on this, the Valley the Old Farm Let's Play, for the rest of the week, so from tomorrow on till Sunday. Here we have another small little shed area, and then if you like it, I would play this 3 times a week, and the Backroads County 2 times a week, and the Marigold Farm Let's Map video also 2 times a week. That we have one video each day, and news videos and other mod presentation videos on top, like in the last weeks. And that is my plan. And wow. Okay. So, tell me, what do you think about this map? Do you know this map? Have you played on it already? And do you want to play on this? I would be really interested in knowing this from you. Yeah, I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and all the best. Till next time. Tschüss.